Alright, welcome everybody. This is Graybeard. I think the last episode of the Loki show was pretty darn good. I'm going to go over a couple of things here that will be considered as spoilers. Although I just said it was good, I guess that could be a spoiler. if you've not watched that first episode, so back out now. There are monsters beyond this point. Okay, that's enough time. Hey, I want to go over the 10 things I predicted, and then I'm going to talk about the show a bit. And I will say, so far out of 10, we've only had one episode, and I've gotten 3 of the 10 right. Does that mean I'll get all 10? I don't know. I hope so. The first one is that we're going to get a female Loki. The second one is that we're going to get a kid Loki. We did see somebody at the end of the episode. I don't know who that was. But those haven't come true. And since neither one of those have shown up on the episode, the third one was that they're going to both survive to the end of the show and beyond. Since we haven't gotten them, that doesn't count. Number 4 was that the goal is to get rid of the variant timelines, or what somebody may call the multiverse, and that they're not going to be successful in doing this, and this leads into Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. Well, that has come true. I don't know if the part about it leading into Doctor Strange and Spider-Man are true, but definitely we even got the was it Timekeeper or something like this, the little cartoon, and they talked about how the multiverse went into a huge multiversal battle or secret war, and so yeah, that's definitely the goal. Mobius and Loki are going to be a buddy cop show. It's definitely going to be a buddy cop show. Number 6, the bad guy will be the bureaucracy of the TVA, just like Sword in WandaVision. Mobius will let Loki go. That's number 7. And that Mobius will be a good guy. Kang will show up. That was number 8. Ravonna Renslayer will show up. Now, she did show up, so that's the third one I got right. She was in this last episode. She was Judge Renslayer, but she's Kang's girlfriend, so that kind of leads towards Kang showing up. I sure hope so. And in the end, Loki won't be killed. This version is going to live through the event with at least 2 other versions. Also, after watching the show, I kind of wonder. I think there's going to be 9 versions of Loki. It seems pretty excessive, but that was like in the end credits, there's the number 9 shows up, so I kind of think there's going to be 9 versions. I guess it could be there for the 9 realms, but I don't think so. This isn't an Asgard story. This is a TVA / Loki story. So, all right. So those are those predictions. Let's go over what happened. And I liked the first episode. I hope you guys did too. I thought it was cool when Loki landed in Mongolia. And because we have the version of Loki from the past, man, he hopped right up to declare his greatness, looking for something to stand on like a soapbox. Didn't even realize till the young ladies were talking that he wasn't even speaking their language. This was like classic Loki. He's just like the old Loki before his growth, to the point where he died after Ragnarok. But the real deal, the really odd thing is, Loki's thousands of years old. So, yeah, we saw his growth through the Avengers. But in truth, he's probably already been grown. And he's playing a part. And it kind of seems that way. He's trying to act unchanged for a long time to get Odin's approval, to get Thor's love. He already had his mom's love. I kind of like the way they dumped him from floor to floor, almost like how Doctor Strange had him going for half an hour, dropping through whatever. Also like the way, so they basically call back all the other movies, or some of the other movies. Loki shooting across the sky and falling down, and then having a yard sale. That's what we call it when folks are skiing and they doop, 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 and lose their skis over here and their gloves over there. Called a yard sale. He had a yard sale there in the desert. Looked just like when Iron Man Tony shot across the place and like lost all of his suit. Also, him losing his clothes and being processed was a lot like what happened to Thor when Stan Lee cut his hair and did all that. It was a whole lot like that. Let's see. We got to meet Mobius. He was in the comic books. I think he was the guy that tried to prosecute the Fantastic Four for time issues. I don't know. Maybe Mobius one day will interact with the Fantastic Four as well. For a second, we saw Peggy Carter. I think it was Peggy Carter. It was a person dressed like Peggy Carter, so it couldn't have been. We may find out that when Steve went back to the past, he maybe caused issues. Or maybe Peggy Carter's beginning of S.H.I.E.L.D. caused issues. I don't know, one of those. At one point, a girl points at a stained glass window of the devil as a person who had killed and some of the timekeepers. It's not Mobius, folks. It's not. It's probably, if I were to guess, it's old man Loki with his big old devil horns. And so, it's a misdirect. It's not the devil. It's Loki. I think maybe Old Man Loki is pulling some of these strings. I think maybe Kang is pulling some of these strings. So we may find out more in the future here. I doubt they'll ever... This is kind of an interesting thing. I wrote this down here. I'm reading off of a piece of paper here. Y'all can't see, but you probably see me looking back and forth. The first time they showed Loki, or at least the first time I remember them showing Loki in the Thor comic book, I think in period, kind of like Superman has to have something that is a weakness. In the comics, Loki, if he got wet, couldn't use his magic powers, and so Thor, I think he says something to the effect of, "I'm gonna keep." He like dumped him in the water, or threw a canister at him, or something like this, or a pipe, knocked him into the water, and then kept him wet so that he couldn't use magic to get away, and then took him back to Asgard wet. So who knows? Maybe, I doubt anybody remembers that. I don't know how I just did. But who knows? That might be something they do. I like the way that Loki said he was smart, and Mobius agreed. He was pretty serious about it. So Mobius knows that he knows a lot about Loki. And I don't think it's overly surprising to him that Loki broke out. I think he'll use that to his advantage, that Loki has the ability to think around corners and to help out with things like this. I also think it was great that the young lady, the timekeeper, who kind of kept him from, something's going on there, kept him from using his powers. I like that he used the same thing on her and made her feel what it felt like. Also, I like the way the office worker didn't know what a fish was. He had 1 million infinity gems just sitting around, and they use them as paperweights. And then he's kind of getting with HR because the Minutemen tried to kill him. I don't know. Seeing Loki speed through his life like he did, and seeing his dad, his brother, his mom, seeing that they liked him, loved him, that they thought he was worthy, I thought that was really cool. And seeing that growth that we saw through the movies happen in a blink of an eye, that was pretty interesting. I think Loki's a great character. I kind of like him in the comic books. I really like him on this show. I think Tom Hiddleston is a pretty darn good actor. I think that Loki got one up on the ATF, the TVA, and he could have just left. But if he had left, I think he realized too that they're a pretty large power, and they could have overtaken him. and he would have been hunted down. I like that he stayed. I think he's going to try to make change from the inside, or figure out a way to use that power, and that might be where old Loki shows up, because surely they're not going to want to keep a variant around forever, and so I think tomorrow's the next show, so I thought I wanted to make this real quick. We've got 3 out of 10. I think there's six episodes, so if we do 3 each episode, so that's 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh man, we shoot right past 10. But hopefully we get to a point where I think we'll see Old Man Loki. I would imagine the next episode we'll see a variant. I'm hoping it's going to be Lady Loki or Kid Loki, or both. Probably Lady Loki. That's the most known Loki of the group. But definitely, I think we're going to have that Kid Loki. I think we're going to have Young Avengers. I think all of this stuff sets up a bunch of things. So, all right, folks, thank you much. Maybe I'll make another report tomorrow. But wanted to get this out before the next episode. Thanks a lot. Bye.